Hello and a warm welcome to all the attendees of our online summit. Today I have another very interesting guest. It's Hi. Hello, Hi. Nice to meet you. Please
Thank
tell
you.
us something.
Have-
Please tell us something more about you. How was your journey into the Amazon business, and what are you doing, and why are you here, and what can you do for all the sellers and vendors and maybe also agencies?
Absolutely. So thanks for having me, Stefan. That's absolutely a pleasure to be in the summit. So I have more than a decade of an Amazon experience. So first I was a seller with my partner, both reselling and private labels. And then 4 years ago, we started working on the EVA platform. And the EVA platform, we wanted to address a few unique problems that we can maximize the profit by solving them. Because the biggest thing on the Amazon world is really to make money, to really make profits, because it's not that difficult to make revenue. Uh, People always buy things and sell things, but when it comes to really make money and make profits, it's always a tough situation. So we created a platform, started from building dynamic pricing for private labels, brands, resellers. And from that dynamic pricing, we added bid optimizations, we added inventory management and reimbursement. So kind of all different type of features into the platform to help the sellers. And maybe a few 2 years ago, a lot of sellers, they were using the platform, especially in the US, and they ask for full service management or PPC management as well. So we added the agency part. Today, EVA is an Amazon Advanced partner with more than 100 brands that are managed by us. We also added a 3PL component where in the US, in 3 locations, New York, Texas, and California, we have warehouses that prepare all the products for Amazon, Walmart, Shopify, and everything as well. So it's a combination of platform agency and 3PL services right now, Eva.
Yeah, sounds very interesting, and it's a full service from the agency part and a platform. That's very interesting. Maybe you can show us something more about you prepared for us, and then the attendees can see what your services are like and some problems you can solve also.
Absolutely. So, I mean, instead of like just talking about Eva, I mean, based
Yeah,
on more than a decade of experience, how what I would like to do is I would like to show a few strategies and how how we can maximize the profits on Amazon. So
cool.
I hope that I am able to share, and now I'm gonna
Yeah,
try this. If I can share, is it working?
yeah,
All
yes.
right, so very
Just a moment. Yes, now I can
so
see it. Yeah.
okay, so you can see. So I'm just doing a slideshow here. So
Mhm.
I mean, today maybe the first thing that I would like to show is some 5 killer strategies to increase the profits over 30%. And I mean, as I mentioned before, EVA is an Amazon Advanced partner, a marketplace developer council, which means that we are developing software together with Amazon, also a part of the solution provider network as well. So what are these 5 strategies? Let's start with the first one. Um, we think that the static pricing is heavily used in Amazon by the private labels. When you have your own products, you just put a price and typically change it once the costs are changed. What if there is a system which can dynamically change the prices? And I mean, not only, I mean, this can be done manually, obviously, like if you start like analyzing every single data point, and let's say the demand is increasing, then you increase the price. Or if your inventory is low, then basically you don't want to sell anymore, so you increase the price to maximize the profit. And when you change the prices, you can always set it to, you know, kind of $5.99 to $6.99. So depending on advertising data, demand, sales velocity, inventory, you can change the price. Now, the problem is, so first of all, the opportunity is if you are able to always know the best price at the best time, you can maximize your profits by 5 to 15%. So that's the value here. And the good part is EVA can do this automatically for you as an artificial intelligence powered platform. And every single day for a brand, EVA will find the best price based on the data of the last 12 months. So that's an opportunity to increase the profits. Absolutely. For example, we
Yeah.
call it as seasonality-based pricing,
Yeah.
and you can define, for example, if you sell 5 units a day, this is the price, and if after that,
Yeah.
increase the price by 5% and things like that. And when the Christmas is so close, and you know that because after Christmas, nobody will buy the product, right? So you can also configure the system in a way that, like, if you don't sell X units, you basically decide to reduce the price. Why? Because then you go into a liquidation mode where you don't want to you know, keep the price stable, because after Christmas you cannot sell the product anymore. So these are also different possibilities of the dynamic pricing too. For the sake of the time, let me move to the second one, especially for the European sellers who want to test US markets. One of the biggest challenges that we see is the returns management, because especially if within the product there are variations, we see that the consumers, especially in the US, they buy an X large and the large of the different sizes. If the large works, then they just return the X large. So there's nothing wrong about that. That's all about customer first principle of Amazon. But then the challenge is all these returns, they are disposed by Amazon most of the time. Only a few of them kind of recycled and send it back as new. So using a returns management system can definitely help to save like 70% of the disposals, especially let's say you are a German seller and you are selling in the US market. The other challenge is like you just let Amazon decide like how to deal with all the returns. And you know, if you have a returns management, you can easily save 70% of the if you are using a returns management you know, infrastructure. So so here is the thing. So like, I mean, we are one of them, absolutely. So EVA as a returns management facility in Houston, Texas, and we process like almost returns for more than 500 brands. We inspect them. We decide if they are in the new condition or like new or used. And depending on the brand strategy, we can send it back to Amazon. And for some of the products, it goes up to 70, 80%, you know, kind of savings rather
Yeah.
than disposal.
Okay.
So there might be a second strategy. A third strategy that we believe it makes a lot of sense to use the AI, the advertising, kind of artificial intelligence with bid automation, and at the same time try to consolidate as much as possible SEO and PPC. And if you are using an agency, to do SEO, and some of the customers they use another one for PPC. Some of them try to do it in-house by hiring people if they are big enough. Where what we think is like AI can reduce the PPC and the SEO cost by 50%. And still you can have an expert kind of like monitoring the system, because what we think is like 100% automation. I mean, by the way, I'm a computer engineer, and I truly believe that the 100% automation doesn't work with Amazon advertising. Otherwise, Amazon will do it anyway. So there should be a reason why they didn't do it. And a nice automation is like 70% of the things can be automated, and still 30% you need a specialist, an expert who can look after the PPC. And a lot of things that are done on PPC are applicable to SEO or vice versa as well. So, like our PPC plus SEO management system, by leveraging AI, starts around $499 a month and going up. But I mean, that's pretty cost effective compared to many other options like in-house PPC or using agencies. You can easily kind of create a very effective system at a very low pricing point when you take care of the management costs and everything.
Mhm.
So that might be an additional 20 to 30% profit increase. Um, so the fourth one is a reimbursement. Stefan, so you mentioned that you are already you already have your own products. Are you like
Mm.
familiar with the reimbursements?
Yes.
We have a different approach. I mean, there are a
Yeah.
couple of tools which shows some of the reimbursement. So,
Yeah.
first of all, the tools cannot detect every single type of reimbursement. We are doing it for more than 9,000 brands now, and based on our experience, there are 30 plus different reimbursement cases. And with that 30 plus reimbursement cases, if you properly open the case manually and follow it up, you can get a lot of reimbursements in return, which can be between 2 to 3% of your revenue. It very much depends on the product, the variations and things like that. But instead of like, and why we don't provide the software but the service, because if you just provide the software and maybe detect like 30% of the cases and the customer doesn't follow up properly, you're only getting maybe like 20% of the overall efficiency. So what
Mhm.
we did was we reduced the service fees to a commission rate, which is 13%. So with that 13% commission rate, pretty much like every customer is very happy to pay, that 13%, which is also reducing the reimbursement service piece by 50%. But the outcome is every single dollar, penny, cent that the Amazon owes to the seller can be reimbursed,
Yeah.
and the management fees are also reduced by 50%. So it makes a lot of sense to use the reimbursements. We did some tests. So this is a white glove service. So as
Yeah.
the owner of the private label, the only thing sometimes will be requested is some of the shipment related documents. But at the end of the day, compared to using a software and spending a lot of time, the efficiency will be at least 50% more with the service that we provide. So
Yeah.
that's the fourth one. And finally, the fifth one is we also kind of discovered that the stockouts definitely is another challenge with the Amazon sellers. When we talk about stockouts, it's really about what is the right time to replenish the inventory. So replenishing the FBA inventory with the right products is always a challenge. Now, previously you mentioned that you had a Christmas product, and even after after the Christmas, Amazon will still try to like advise you to replenish the product. That's kind of the
Yeah.
Amazon algorithm, which will say, hey, you should buy more, and because it was selling last month. And
Yeah.
these are the kind of things that we try to sort out and used an AI optimization algorithm to come up with the right replenishment strategy in less than 10 seconds for every week or every month, depending on the replenishment cycles. And also, like, again, especially in the US market, we even incorporate the 3PL inventory together with the Amazon inventory to give a much better accurate replenishment forecasting. So that's the fifth one, actually. So if I
Mhm.
just just go through them, we talk about dynamic pricing, utilizing returns management, especially in the US, consolidation of SEO and PPC, and reducing PPC management costs, using reimbursements, and using replenishment forecasting to avoid the stockouts. I think even if the audience, let's say use like 2 or 3 of this, the result can be easily 20 to 30%
Mm.
additional profit. So it makes a lot of sense. Now, it's not only about the ideas, but also I just want to give a very high level 30 seconds view of the platform. Yeah, this is like a bit of a advanced version of like the seller board that you mentioned, for example, where with all the COGS and Amazon expenses, advertising data, everything is kind of like very clear with EVA, like in terms of profit analytics, ACOS, TACOS, sales expenses, dynamic pricing, especially in the US market. I mean, definitely it works for the Germany and all the European markets as well. But in the US, you can have even a visibility of like um, in which state, how much, revenue you can make. And
Mm.
there is like lots of dashboards around dynamic pricing, advertising and all that stuff. I don't want to now, take so much of time. It's not really a demo, but, we basically, by combining the services and the platform, it gives us, it gives the Amazon seller a competitive advantage, and to understand, for example, what's going on at the product level, what is the product's kind of profit and revenue and all that stuff. So there's like very nice, for example, just to give you an idea about like at the product level, we are able to show like what's going on with the page views, sessions, the BSR data, the unit sessions, to give the most comprehensive analytics at the product level. That's kind of like what we try to do with the EVA platform as well,
Mm.
besides all the AI functions around advertising, pricing, and inventory optimization.
Thank you so much for this very interesting presentations and the 5 strategies. I think they are very useful for all the sellers here in the summit. And yeah, if you are interested in getting help from yes, contact him and ask him for help. I think that's very useful. One question: we were talking about your tool and your services in the US, and I think, and I saw it at your website, you're also helping maybe US sellers selling in Germany. That's also, they also can use your service to expanding in other countries. That's right.
Absolutely. So EVA is available on every single marketplace of Amazon, from Japan to Germany to Brazil to US. And we have a lot of German customers. They use it for European replenishment, pan-European replenishment, which is different than even the American one, or the value-added tax kind of calculation. So everything related to EU is also incorporated into the platform, and the reimbursement service and everything. That's all can be used by European sellers as well.
Thank you so much for your time.